Hey guys, my name is Ayana and this is my channel. Here I share with you guys DIY ideas with tips and tricks on how to refashion and upcycle to create those unique looks. I do a bit of everything on this channel because I've learned clothing isn't the only thing you can upcycle or refashion. You have your clothing, accessories, even those home decors. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe and let the refashioning and upcycling begin. In today's video, I want to share with you guys how I refashioned this white sneaks into a pretty cool psychedelic tie-dye version. Let's go. The first thing I did was remove the lacings and the inner piece from in the sneakers. If you can't remove yours, that's okay. Next, I wanted to protect the white of the soling, so I decided to use my cuticle oil and just place it all over the area to protect it from being tie-dyed. Now, I'm using cuticle oil because I don't have Vaseline and I don't want to use my hair products for that. So I just used my cuticle oil, but if you have Vaseline, you can go ahead and also place Vaseline around the area if you want to keep it white. Now for this step, I want to give you guys a quick tip. When it comes to tie-dyeing, and I learned this through a lot of my trial and errors with my tie-dye projects, is you do not want to drench the fabrics. You just need them to be damped. Okay, so when they are drenched, what happens is that the drenched fabric kind of fades the tie-dye vibrant colors when you apply them. And what it also does is cause the tie-dye to bleed through the fabric, and that also gives it that faded look, right? What needs to happen is that the fabric just needs to be damped. So for instance, with my canvas shoe, instead of just placing it under running water to get it wet, I decided to just make sure it's damp. I soaked a cloth under some hot water and I simply took the cloth and used it to dampen the canvas sneaker for this project. Once I had the canvas area of the sneakers dampened, it was time for me to apply my tie-dye colors. Now, unlike clothing, we can't really take the sneakers and create spiral patterns and you know, all these little fancy patterns you're able to do when you manipulate the clothing fabric. You can't do that with the sneakers. So to ensure that all colors, that was just my goal, to ensure that all colors had a chance to pop, I kind of strategically squeezed drops in areas and kind of just let that spread and happen. Now, here's something that I learned, especially when it comes to the wiki tie-dye, because I don't think you have this issue with the tie-dye brands that already come in the water solution. With the wiki tie-dye, you really need to make sure that the wiki powder dissolves properly within your liquid solution. And my liquid solution is just basically hot salt water, because the wiki tie-dye, you need to have salt in the water to be able to help activate the wiki dye. So when you're using the wiki dye, just make sure that the powder is fully dissolved in that water, or else you're going to end up with the trouble that I have, where I am squeezing the color onto the sneaker but you're not fully seeing it. And what happened is that the powder did not dissolve because I was still seeing powder particles, and I end up having to take my finger and rub the areas to actually activate the color and spread the color. So just remember that when you're using the wiki tie-dye, just make sure that it is properly dissolved in that warm salt water solution. Thankfully today the weather was awesome, the sun was out, so I was able to put my sneakers and my laces outside to take some heat and dry and set, and I was able to complete my tie-dye sneak project in one day. So I just simply rinsed out the laces and placed the sneakers underneath running water, warm running water, to get rid of all the excess color. And I just left it under the water until it started to run clear. And I took my other side of sneaker and I did the same thing. And that was it. Complete. Once I had everything washed out completely, I left it to dry overnight, and the next day I had a finished psychedelic tie-dyed sneaker. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and feel free to comment and let me know below. And until next time guys, deuces.